Hello, beautiful people. My name is Kristen. Thank you for stopping by my channel to see my book haul. I have multiple things that just lined up and brought all these new books into my life. So I wanted to share them with you, tell you kind of what I'm excited about them. And if you've read any of them or have any feedback, that would be lovely as well. Always, you can leave me a comment below. I love interacting with my bookish community. The first book that I have obtained in the past couple weeks has been my book of the month. I am exceedingly excited for Kristin Hannah's The Women. I will be buddy reading this with my best friend Michelle at Books Cause Insomnia. And this is, I know, a story of women in Vietnam. Not sure exactly the storyline, but all things Kristin Hannah are great. She does a great job of researching historical fiction and teaching me something, as well as just characters that really grip my heart and help tell the story in a very bring to life kind of way. So really looking forward to that one. Now, I was blessed as a teacher to be given a very generous gift card to Barnes & Noble, and my Barnes & Noble store right next to my office is closing for renovations, which means they're actually halving, and all of their books are at least 25% off. So here's the ones I picked up as I'm helping them out, clear their inventory so they can get ready to renovate. And I bought all that they had in the manga series that I am reading that my son got me into. So those are lovely. I do collect the Penguin cloth bound. They didn't have many left, but I picked up these two that they had. I really don't know anything about them, but you can't go wrong with Penguin cloth bound. They're so pretty. So this one's O. Henry, The Gift of the Magi, and this is Lafiado Hearn of Ghosts and Goblins. So this seems Christmas, this seems Halloween, so, and they seem like they're little and cute and are going to look lovely on my shelves. Now, I am a huge fan of Susan Orlean, and I found this book on sale, On Animals. Well, everything was on sale, On Animals. So she does a really great job of nonfiction kind of storytelling, her accounts of things and her research of things in a very easy to understand and learn along with her. So I'm thinking that one will be really fun to learn some new facts. Now, I am participating and co-hosting a International Women's Literature in March, so I needed a copy of the buddy read. Now, this one did have a crease in the middle, but it was 25% off, and I'm supporting the book store, picking it up, and I'd like to have a physical copy to do my read along. So looking forward to reading that one for sure in March as part of that. And finally, my friend Jolene at Bookworm Adventure Girl and Lindy are hosting a 3-month read along of A Suitable Boy. This had been on my wish list, and for quite some time. I just hadn't gotten around to picking it up, but very interested in reading it. Was on my wish list and saw it there and said, this is a sign, this is how I get this copy and do the readathon. So I have just begun it to start I think 19 weeks of reading one section each week. So then, believe it or not, I still had some money on my Barnes & Noble gift card. So I decided which book I was most interested in was H.G. Pari's The Mysterious, what is it called? The Unlikely Escape of Uriah Heep. So I had really wanted that. That was my #1 book that I was looking for. So I said, I'm just going to use the rest of my gift card and purchase these books online. So I did. So here it is. I'm thinking this is the story of Uriah Heep, who comes from Charles Dickens. Is it David Copperfield? I think it's David Copperfield. That he's like the villain of the book, right? So he's going to come out of the pages and something magical is going to happen. And this is a beautiful copy with deckled edges and all that. Now, I did, while I was ordering that, realize there's only one other book by H.D. Pari that I have not read. And I believe this is actually the newer book, The Magician's Daughter. So I went ahead and ordered it too, as well as to finish off my gift card and run it out. I went ahead and got Al Capone Does My Shirts. This is a middle grade, I believe, book that had been recommended on multiple channels that I watched, and just thought it's another lovely book to have for middle grade. And it was the right lower end price to kind of finish off a gift card that I had. So all those books were on behalf of Barnes & Noble. Then I got an email that said my free book that I had earned from Thrift Books was expiring. But you know, you have to, in order to get free shipping, you have to order a certain level of books. This is how they get me, right? This is how they get it and keep you coming back. So let me show you what I got from Thrift Books. So from Thrift Books, I went ahead and got Dinner at the Homesick Restaurant. This is Ann Tyler. This had been recommended when I had really enjoyed my first Ann Tyler, and this one was recommended as one that y'all thought I would also really love. So now I own it. Olive at a Book Olive, during her nonfiction wrap-ups, had talked about this book our last season. So she had even mentioned that she's not a huge basketball fan, but this is the story of a coach retiring and his friendship that he has with a reporter journalist who is following the team, and just kind of a, you know, it sounded like a philosophy of life versus games versus reporting. It just seemed like a heartwarming, fun account that I would actually learn a lot from, not being a basketball fan. I also picked up Is Atheism Dead? By Eric Metaxas. This is one of the most recommended books of this author. I loved his book Bonhoeffer, and I am reading Martin Luther whenever I pull it from my mug. So I wanted to add this one to my list as well, just knowing that it had gotten such great reviews, and I really appreciate that author already. Another author I am trying to read more of and find the hidden gems is Ruth Ware. So I had just read Henry James' The Turn of the Screw last year in preparation to read The Turn of the Key, because this one is, I don't know if it's a retelling or if it's just a nod to it, but I wanted to have read the original before I dipped into this one. So Ruth Ware can be kind of hit or miss with me, but I'm thinking this one is going to land for me, and I look forward to when I get around to picking that up. And then finally, I have one last haul, which was just actually a couple books. I discovered from an advertisement that I could order some Penguin cloth bound from the UK, and all I had to do was hit a minimum and get free shipping. And there's a lot of the Penguin cloth bound that are not as available in the States. And honestly, I'm pretty certain that they're available overseas before they are in the United States. So I was really intrigued by that. So I just went on to see what my options were, and I couldn't afford a whole lot, and I've gotten a lot of really great books. But here's what I got. I really am interested in The Brothers Karamazov by Dostoevsky. I just had read and finished Crime and Punishment and liked it. Really loved several things about it, so I'm really interested in this one. This is, generally speaking, people's favorite, so I'm really excited. I will probably read this copy, although I always kind of baby these copies when I read them, or because that's the only copy I currently have of it. But it is definitely a book that, even if I'm not in love with it, I still love to own the Penguin clothbound classics. And then, since it was free shipping and you know, goodness, I just loved this one by Tolstoy, because I also have found myself to be a big Tolstoy fan. The Cossacks, though, I'm not familiar with this book or story. It's fairly small in nature. So let me see, make sure it's not poetry. It's not poetry, but I don't know a lot about it. But again, look at this beautiful, it's like mountains with little thing, pines, just beautiful, just beautiful. So I am beyond excited to have these new books that I have acquired, have them sit on my TBR shelves, get the adventure of reading a lot of books that were highly recommended. If you have any that you're like, start here, put this as a priority, or or even if there's one that you didn't care for, go ahead and let me know below. I certainly appreciate the dialogue, appreciate you taking time stopping by. Hope you will like and subscribe, and see you again soon. Take care, y'all. Happy reading.